Okay, so in this video, we are going to be making an 8 ribbon bow. Some will be patterned, some will not. So you can see we're going to kind of go with a red and green and white color scheme here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are our ribbons here, right here. So we have a combination of 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch. We also have different textures. This one is a royal. It has the drift edge on it. This one has a drift edge on it as well, but it's sparkly. This one has a black and white edge. These are just pretty normal. This is a velvet ribbon with a drift edge. So we're going to start out we're going to do a 16-inch tail. So we'll just put it right down sideways in the bow maker. And I'm going to pull this one side. So you can see this is where my tail is, so it needs to go flat. This is where I need to start my loop. So I hold it on this side and I twist on that side. So you can see I twisted it right there. And I'm going to come over. I'm going to drop this in the floor. Now you can use your spool holder. I just find it easier to put it in the floor. I'm going to do one loop. Two loops. I'm going to do one more loop over here. Now on the last one, I'm not going to twist it. Hey, what you got? Yep, very good. So I did 3 loops, and then I have one tail here. So with the larger bows, when you have a lot more ribbon, it really helps if you can start putting in some tails. It's going to make it so that you don't have to use as much ribbon, but you're going to get a nice, really full bow. Okay, so that's all we're going to use with this one. Okay, now I'm going to come in from the other side because I want I'm only using the one long tail, so I want to make sure that I'm kind of putting them on both sides to make sure it's going to even out. This is kind of a variation of the spider bow. So we're going to do 3 loops on this one. And then we're going to come out here, trim it off, and make our tail. Okay. You can leave them stacked like this until you're ready to fluff it. Okay, then we're going to come in with a 1.5. So you can see I'm going back to the other side. All of these are at 6 inches. So 3 of those, and then trim this off. Okay. going to bring in another 1.5. Now you can see this pattern here, the things are in the middle, so you don't really have to twist those. This one, we're going to have to twist because those are going in one direction. So we just need to decide what side we want to twist, and since we're only going to be doing one loop on this side, I'm going to do that side. So I'm just going to pick it up and twist it. Just like that. You see how on your last one you just come straight out. Then we'll go back to a large. Okay, and we're going to go back to this side. All right, so 1, 2, 3, pull out, trim off, and dovetail. So we need to twist this one. So we just pick it up and twist the whole loop. Just like that. Okay. Now we can bring in another 1.5. Okay. So we'll do 6 inches on this as well. There we go. Pull this out, trim it off. We're going to do our last 2.5 inch. We're going back to the other side. Now this guy, you can see he's upside down. So we're going to have to trim him off, pinch and put it here so that we can have our little toy soldiers coming up correctly, our little nutcrackers. Okay. Now we can start our loops. So I'll just put it in here. I'm going to do 1 loop, 2 loops, this loop, and then we trim it off here. Okay? So we don't have to twist this one because he's just coming straight out, but we have to twist this one so that all of our little nutcrackers are going in the same direction. And then we're going to finish off with this one. This one we're going to do smaller. So about 5 inches. Just that center one, I tend to do smaller, or that last one. Okay, then we'll pull out our zip tie. We're going to go under the entire thing. Now you can start it with the zip tie at the bottom, if that makes it easier. Okay, we're just going to get it enough to get it out of the bow maker. All right. And then you can see right there is where our indention is. You can see you have to hold it because if you don't, you see how that ribbon moves? So hold one side with your hand and move this around, then move it physically into place. So you can start to see on either side if it's in the middle. You want to make sure that these ribbons stay on top. You can go ahead and pull out your tails. Okay, and we can go ahead and put a pipe cleaner in it. through there and pull it nice and tight. Now we're gonna fluff. So what I'm gonna do to make this a little bit easier, because there's a lot of ribbon in here, I'm gonna set it down and I'm gonna move all of my loops first and then I'm gonna fluff it. So I'm just gonna move these two. Okay, so you can see how I'm just kind of moving them at the bottom. I'm separating the loops and the tail. It's easy to get lost when you have this many ribbons. So just taking a few minutes to just kind of get them in place is going to really help a lot. Okay. These three are basically going to just stand up in the middle. Okay, so let's do the other side. See how I'm just going to each layer, pulling them out. And you do have two layers because you either have two loops or you have a bow and a tail. Okay. So these three will kind of stay in the middle like this. All right, so now we can pull it back up and we can start the fluffing process. So we're just going to twist back and forth, get it nice and fluffy. I'm just going to go through each one. And then we can look and see if we need to adjust our ribbons anymore. This is a pretty round bow. So you want some at the top, some at the bottom. Definitely want some of these tails up. So there's one side. Let's do the other side. Okay. All right, now we're going to run our hands underneath all these tails just to get them really fluffy. There we go. Now you can decide if you want to curl these or just let them dangle. I might curl a couple of them. But for the most part, I really want it to drape across the front. Okay. So, hold on. All right, let me pull it up so you can see the bow. All right. So here is our 8 ribbon bow. Look how pretty that is. You can kind of move your little tails a little bit. You see how this almost looks like another loop there? Oh, how pretty is that? See our tails? You can see it out here. So we have 3 loops of every ribbon, 1 long tail, 1 short tail, and this is what you get. So this is an 8 ribbon modified spider bow. Okay, and I will get started on the next bow in just a minute.